Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited. Uh, Positive momentum continues after a pleasant surprise on Friday by the Honorable RBI Governor. Uh, Cut in interest rates more than large part of the market expectation. And along with that, a very pleasant surprise with respect to the CRR cut of 1% in phased out manner. And along with that, some kind of relief for the gold loan companies. I think to sum it up, it was a perfect ingredient that was delivered by the RBI governor to boost the liquidity in the system, and of course, for more importantly, positive momentum for the entire BFSI segment, that is banking, finance, non-banking finance companies, gold loan companies. Before I go any further, let me give you certain levels this morning. Monday morning at around about 10 o'clock, markets holding out to the gains, but slightly lower than where we started off the market. 82,555 is the level on Sensex with uptick of about 340 points. 25,100 is the level on Spot Nifty Spot, 100 points gains. Bank Nifty is a stellar performer after Friday's performance. Continuation of uptick continues with record levels, lifetime high levels on the Bank Nifty or Nifty Bank. 56,930 is the level on Bank Nifty with gains of about 350 odd points. And rupee dollar equation, a slight bit of weakness. Rupee is weaker against the dollar by 0.07 paise, and the level is 85.70. On Brent and NYMEX, slight bit of downward move. $66.45 to a barrel is Brent. $64.57 a barrel is NYMEX. Firstly, on the NYMEX and rupee, well, the anticipation was that rupee will possibly pick up some strength after the credit policy, but that has not happened, and we've seen a little bit of weakness on the rupee against the dollar. Expectation that from here, possibly this week, we should see some strength coming back, and that will possibly lead us to 85.60, 85.50. That means a strength of about 10 to 20 paise on the rupee against the dollar is anticipated. And on crude oil front, as economies wait for the final outcome of negotiation as far as Trump tariff tantrums are concerned, uh, there is expectation that there would be subdued uh, and a limited upside on the crude oil front. $66.25 to a barrel could be lower level on Brent, and $64.25 a barrel could be on the NYMEX. This is anticipated on fallback of uptick in production and of course downtick as far as consumption is concerned. So that's your rupee dollar and crude oil. On the markets, well, friends, we have once again managed to reach those levels where we had a top heavy feeling in the past when we've been to these kind of levels, especially on Nifty spot of 25,100 to 25,200. We did open close to that 25,200 mark, but then from those levels, we have given off those gains in form of profit booking purely because of all those traders who would have possibly built their short to medium term position would want to lighten up given the kind of gains they are making overnight over the weekend. And that's the exact reason why we've seen this kind of profit booking. Of course, we are still holding out in the green, but lower than what we opened up in the morning. So expectation is that this range bound trade will continue, and possibly we will see sectorially some kind of, and incidentally, all sectorial indices this morning are also holding out in the green along with the frontline index. Just to give you a rewind, friends, last week the levels on the higher side that we mentioned was 24,800 to 25,000, and if that gets taken off decisively, which it did got last week on Friday after the fantastic rally post the RBI policy, we are holding out positively. But this is a level where we have to be very, very careful. If you are a trader, please put your stop losses in place and maximize your profits. Don't try to be very adventurous. We've been to these levels in the past, but we've not been able to hold on to these levels, and we have kind of corrected also. But from here on, the downside looks extremely protected. To give you certain levels on the Nifty, well, 24,700 to 24,800 on the lower side, and 25,200 to 25,300 on the higher side. That's the higher level, both on Nifty, lower and higher levels. The positive impact of credit policy will reflect upon BFSI, banking and finance, public sector, private sector, non-banking finance companies, and our sense is that there is going to be a huge contribution coming in from the banking BFSI segment to the overall performance of the market as we go into the future. Uh, the other triggers from the international front is that today, that is 9th of June, later on in the evening, US and China representation will be done in terms of resumption of tariff talk. How it pans out and how does it materialize is something that all of us will be waiting. Hope that there is success and there is some common midway path that has been adopted to take this tariff related issues into a peaceful negotiation and final a conclusion in terms of signing the trade agreement and delivering it to the best extent possible. But it's only time will tell. Both countries and representatives have been on head-on collision at times, so needs to be seen how the trade talks continue later this evening. After seeing the rally on Friday, stellar rally, both FIs and DIs have got net positive buy side figures on Friday. Hope that continues. As far as one important announcement, or rather one important factor that one needs to keep in mind is the rare earth magnet curbs put in place by China, and China virtually has monopoly 90%. And because of this rare earth magnets curbs have been put in place, auto industry is facing some kind of a difficult time because these rare earth magnets are a large part of the EV manufacturing process. And already there has been an announcement from the government of India that a group of ministers is likely to reach out to China, meet their counterparts in China, and try to iron out and resolve these curbs that have been put. Because if these curbs, if they continue for a prolonged period of time, then there is a possibility that the EV industry could face some real difficult and challenging times. And of course, rare earth magnets are not only used in EVs, but they are also to certain extent used in making some defense equipment as well. So this is one point. Auto sector could be something in the spotlight. Uh, India VIX is something that has again, bumped up, though it is at a lower level, but it is a little bit on the higher side. Currently, as I speak to you, 14.90 is the level on India VIX with an uptick of about 2.05%. So one needs to keep an eye on India VIX also, because if this India VIX has to spike up, then again that volatility factor comes into the picture. So one needs to be extremely careful. Yes, we have been able to take off certain crucial levels which were resistance, but we are still not out of the woods. I think these levels are going to act challenging times in terms of surpassing. If we give a close surpass, of course, if we give a close about 25,175, 25,225, then I think then headrooms becomes a little bit more visible in terms of higher side. But till such time, I think it's going to be challenging. Stock specific, however, there are going to be a lot of news flows which will keep the stock specific counters in the spotlight, depending upon which side the news flow is going to be. But overall, I think with a positive bias, hoping that we are this time we take off 25,200 decisively and give a move higher above that. So these markets are great times to invest. As always, we've been recommending our research team. Mind you, it's always prudent to give a disclosure. The recommendations that we are going to give today are a part of our fundamental research team views. Our company Geojit or myself, we don't have any financial beneficiaries, and there is no material conflict of interest in the recommendations that are going to be given out in a while now. So, given the last week move and the expectation of a significant positive impact on the BFSI banking and finance segment, uh, two stock ideas from our research team related to the BFSI segment. First one is a small finance company called AU Small Finance, consistent performer in terms of numbers, uh, run rate in terms of recovery of principal and interest almost 90% plus, and asset quality at a very decent level, with recoveries hogging the spotlight. Ineffective is that the credit demand is now not only going to come from tier 1, tier 2 or large metro cities, but also from the semi-urban and rural India. That's where large part of the loan disbursement loan book exposure for a small finance bank is into semi-urban and rural India. Ticket size being small, recovery is at the highest level. So the first investment idea from the research team, from a long-term point of view, is AU Small Finance. The second one is an NBFC based out of south part of India, from the state of Tamil Nadu, is Shriram Finance. Uh, this company, friends, used to be a company which was business centric only to the southern part till some time back. Slowly, steadily, well defined business strategy to take the company to pan India level has augured extremely well. And now this is a significant name in terms of uh, consumer loan finance, vehicle finance, etc. Not only in the southern part of India but pan India. Uh, Similar case in terms of what the asset quality is, very good asset quality. Recovery run rate is also very, very decent. And we expect the consumer stroke vehicle finance business to grow the loan book to the next level, which will again contribute to the top line and bottom line. So the second investment idea is Sriram Finance. I will again like to repeat, these two investment ideas are from our research team from a long term point of view. These are not BTST, STPT 3 months, 6 months. Long term means 12 months, 18 months, 24 months plus kind of time horizon. Stagger your investment, don't put all your money at one time. And whenever you get opportunities at lower level, start accumulating. Please do some homework before you decide or before you start buying into these two recommendations. Thank you very much for your patience hearing. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of yourself. Bye bye.